Hello everyone, I'm Jacob. I'm Jeffrey's little brother. I'm recording this message over from Japan in my really tiny, small, thin-walled apartment, so apologies for any outside noises. Yeah, I'm really sorry I couldn't be there. Unfortunately, I'm thousands of miles away. It's been pretty tough all the way over here, hearing the news. I couldn't believe it, and I still think part of me does not believe it. I mean, just last night I had a dream where I was with Jeff and he was okay, and I was so relieved to just live in that reality for a moment, and it was hard to wake up from that. But I don't want to be negative. This is a celebration of Jeffrey, and even though it still hurts, you know, I loved him. He was my older brother. He was the closest to my age, and we were very close. When I think back on some good memories that I spent with Jeff, it's not particularly one instance that comes to mind, but rather just the last year that I lived with him in 2021. I was, lucky to be able to live in an apartment with him in Austin. And so I spent a lot of time with him over the last year. Made lots of great memories with him that I'll never forget. Maybe at the time I was a little annoyed with some of the things that he did, like blasting music all the time and being such a slob, but those feelings have pretty much all just dissipated, and I don't really care about that anymore. What remains are all of the good times that I spent with him, shooting off fireworks on New Year's, going to the movies almost every week, or watching some really random movie in our living room together, like some 1950s Swedish art house film called Persona. I don't think either of us really quite got it, but Jeffrey, being the genius that he was able to take so much more from that movie than I was. I remember watching King Kong versus Godzilla in theaters with him, and just absolutely going wild when Godzilla and King Kong teamed up to fight a giant robot together, and just coming out of that theater and afterwards getting a bite pizza at Cici's Pizza and just talking about movies all the time with him. Those are the memories that remain. Those are what stick out for me. Jeffrey, he definitely had a big impact on me. He shaped my tastes. He shaped my personality, being so close to me, being so close in age. And I really don't think I'd be here in Japan if it wasn't for him. At a young age, he exposed me to some of the Japanese stuff that I don't think I would have ever heard about otherwise, or really have gotten attached to if it wasn't for him. Things like Dragon Ball Z, which was a huge thing for me growing up, and weird random Japanese games like Katamari Damacy, just those seeds that, grew into a fascination. And I don't think I'd be here today if it wasn't for him. So, Jeffrey, I just want to say, thank you for everything. Thank you for being such a loving, caring, interesting older brother, and I'm really gonna miss you. It's hard to say this. It's hard to make this video, but I really love you, and I'm gonna miss you for the rest of my life. Yes, I don't really know what else to say. I hope you're proud of me. I'm really sad that you won't be able to come visit me in Japan. I know there's so much interesting stuff here, so many crazy, cool things that you would have loved, and I'm really sad I don't get to share those experiences with you. But I hope you're proud of me, and I love you, and I thank you for all of the great moments that we spent together, and I'll cherish those memories for a lifetime, and I'll never forget you. I love you very much, Jeffrey, and I want to thank everybody for coming, and I love you. I love my family, Josh, JJ, Joey, Jessica, Jeremy, Heather, everybody, my parents. I'm really sorry I can't be there for you guys, or wasn't there for you during such a hard time, but I'm glad you guys have each other. I'm doing okay over here in Japan, and Yes, that's all. I love everybody. I love you, Jeffrey. I'll miss you for a lifetime. Goodbye.